How you now, you big bunch of bizarre, beautiful bastards? I'm the big beefy boy, Shaz Beef. Who doesn't love a bit of alliteration?
I don't give a shit.
And today we're going to have a look into one of the dumbest storylines ever written in wrestling history. It's the Katie Vick saga. October 7th, 2002. America was healing. Kelly Rowland sent a text message using Microsoft Excel in the #1 hit Dilemma featuring Nelly. And somewhere in Stamford, Connecticut, Vince McMahon said, "What if Kane had a girlfriend?" It's a good impression. Quite happy with that. And that, my friends, is how the worst storyline in wrestling history was born. This is the tragic tale of Katie Vick, the woman, the myth, the mannequin. A story of love, loss, and...
A burnt little wiener.
Oh, God. It all started on Monday Night Raw, where Triple H, part-time wrestler, full-time shovel salesman, attacked the Hurricane. Not to be confused with Kane, Fake Kane, Blue Kane, Candy Kane, Cocaine, and of course, Michael Kane.
Just want to watch the world burn. It's gonna be gay! It's gonna be gay!
Now, the Hurricane's partner was Real Kane.
You son of a bitch!
A 7-foot fire enthusiast. Who, at this point, had already been accused of burning down his own house, murdering his family, and somehow still held a day job of being a dentist.
Oh.
But when Triple H wasn't busy banging the boss's daughter, he was busy accusing Kane of being a murderer. Not for his parents this time. No. This time, it was for Katie Vick. The next week, Kane took the stand, or more accurately, a WWE microphone, and gave the most dramatic confession yet.
It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch!
No, he said, Katie and I were friends, I drove her home.
And the car spun out of control, went off the road, and Katie was killed instantly. But it was an accident!
A tragic car crash, heartbreak, it could have ended there. But then, Triple H sauntered out and said the words no wrestling fan should ever hear. When they did the autopsy, they found... I can't believe I'm going to say this. They found your semen. Yes, on live television, in front of the children. Won't somebody please take it to children?
Won't somebody please think of the children?
But I didn't stop there. Oh no. During that promo, Triple H implied that Kane was drunk driving the car, that he possibly forced himself upon Katie Vick because Kane was a burnt-up freak, or he forced himself on her after the fact. Triple H wasn't content with accusing Kane of being a necrophiliac. He decided to reenact it, because apparently WWE in 2002 looked at their product and said, you know what's missing? You know what's missing? A funeral home sex scene. That's what we need. Vince always had this weird obsession with sex, and it is coming to light now. If you actually think about Triple H's character arc here, he went from coming back from injury, headlining WrestleMania, losing the title to reforming DX, to only break it up again, and then got in that feud with Kane. Like, that whole character arc of a year, coming back as a babyface, he was such a prick that nobody, accepted him as a babyface. Unless he was with, say, someone like Shawn Michaels. Anyway, what followed up was probably one of the most unhinged segments in WWE history. Triple H, who looked jacked, brother, dressed as Kane, entered a funeral home and approached a mannequin in a coffin. And let's just say he went full Ed Gein. And you never go full Ed Gein.
Tell me, he didn't just say that.
Yes, Booker, I did just say that. Triple H was fondling a corpse, he sniffed the underwear, he threw fake brains at the camera and said,
I screwed your brains out.
This aired on television by choice.
We make movies.
And here's the caveat, right? This is the weirdest thing. There was a funeral happening next door. Like a genuine funeral. WWE had rented an actual funeral home, and some poor guy in the next room was trying to mourn his uncle while Triple H was in full Kane cosplay,
Fucking American!
yelling, "I love the smell of formaldehyde in the morning." Fuck me. Fuck me. And while we're on the topic of funerals, it's time for a word from today's sponsor. This video is proudly sponsored by Paul and Mark's Eternal Services, tag teaming your transition since 1990. When it is time to actually bury a loved one, call Paul and Mark. They offer full service funerals, bespoke, tasteful casket designs by the wonderful carpenter that is Mark Calloway. Paul and Mark's Eternal Services. You bring in the body, and they'll make sure Triple H won't fuck it. Anyway, back to the video. The fallout. The segment bombed. Even Stephanie McMahon somewhat apologized to Kane years later, tweeting, "Welcome to the Hall of Fame. Don't worry, we know you didn't actually sleep with a corpse. But your Hall of Fame husband did, Stephanie." So next time you think your job is bad, remember, at least your boss didn't make you pretend to commit necrophilia on TV. In a real funeral home, next to an actual wake. So this has been the bizarre look at the Katie Vick saga. It didn't last very long, so hence why this video isn't really extensive, but it's nice to kind of dip my toe back into the essay format here in my gorilla room. Yes, a whole room dedicated to wrestling. I am a 36-year-old man.
Le who? The her.
This is the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show. We got lots of content on the channel. Go check out All Elite Morrow. Our podcast, the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show, releases, well, at least once a week. There's no determined date. It's a bit of a surprise. And then we have a Total Extreme Morrow, where Morrow pretends to be Bill Watts and books 1992 WCW.
Why, may you ask? 'Cause I'm an idiot, is the answer.
We also have OTT Insider, which is our in-universe podcast, and we have more of these. The original OG channel started out with little essays and stuff, so go check them out. Please like, subscribe, comment below. What stories would you like to see covered? I've been the big beefy boy, Shaz Beef. And remember, it's all fun and games until someone gets hit in the head with a steel chair.
Stay safe, stay sane.